Good morning, everyone. I am Alisher Turakulov, and this is Central Asia trip with Alex. I'm going to have 5 days trip in Uzbekistan, where I am going to visit the Jizzakh region, and I'm going to stay in the guest house, which is located on mountains. That's because hiking trips to the Central Asia is also very famous. In this video, in this content, I want to show you the part of Uzbekistan where you can do the hikes, where you can stay in mountains. I'm going to have this high-speed train between the city Tashkent and Jizzakh, which takes 1 hour 45 minutes.
We call this fast train Afrasiab. Afrasiab are the remains of ancient Samarkand, which appeared thanks to the Genghis Khan invasion in 13th century. This fast train runs between Tashkent Samarkand, Tashkent Bukhara, and Tashkent Karshi. All these trains pass through the city Samarkand. I paid $15 in order to buy this ticket. I bought this ticket in Railways US application. The conditions on this train, in this high-speed train, are very good. Some developed countries do not have such trains. These are the words of my tourist who visited Uzbekistan. The train has a restaurant where you can have a breakfast. I drank a cup of hot coffee. An hour 45 minutes flew by unnoticed, and I arrived at the Jizzakh train station, where my friend Rahmat was waiting for me.
I have just arrived to the train station of the city Jizzakh. It took 1 hour 35 minutes from Tashkent train station to the Jizzakh train station by bullet train Afrasiab. Jizzakh region is very famous with Uzbek samsa, which is in the huge size. And now I'm a little bit hungry. Now it's time to have a late breakfast in the city Jizzakh. In outside, my colleague Rahmat John is waiting for me.
The city Jizzakh is located on the altitude of 379 meters above the level of Caspian Sea, and the city arose in the 10th century AD. If you translate the word Jizzakh from Sogdian language, it means small fortress.
Okay, it's time now for the late breakfast. Each region of Uzbekistan is very famous with one of the national food of Uzbekistan. But in here, Jizzakh region is very rich with samsa, or in the local language, in Indian language, we call it samosa. The size of the samsa is huge. You will not find anything like in this place around Uzbekistan. Only in Jizzakh it's possible to find samsas like this. Now we are going to show you the tandoori where they usually bake these samosas.
Kipchok samsa.
Yeah, in local language they call it Kipchok samsa.
Cafe Kipchak Samsa is located on the road to the Farish mountains. This cafe has very cozy courtyard. This place specialized only in samosa. Samsa is baked in tandoori. This cafe has a large tandooris. In each tandoori you can bake 60 samosas. The size of the samsa is very large. Samsa consists of beef, onion and duff. There are different types of samsas in Uzbekistan, but Jizzakh samsa is very popular. This cafe bakes more than 1,000 samosas during a day. The size of the samosa is huge, so we decided to take one samsa each, and that was enough. The samsa was very juicy and was very tasty. Jizzakh samsa has an inimitable taste.
Welcome to Jizzakh.
Me and Rahman decide to choose the room where AC is available. And now we are gonna have our late breakfast and early lunch. That's because we have 45 minutes of driving from the city center of Jizzakh to the settlement Asraf, and where I'm going to stay one night in the guest house where the Rahmat's family is waiting for us. Okay, we had a nice lunch, we had a big calories, and afternoon we are going to do the hike in order to burn these calories. As I'm on diet, I'm trying to lose the weight, but today I could not hold myself. Samosa was very tasty, and thank you very much for this place. I hope when you visit Uzbekistan, you will visit this place and you will taste real Uzbek samsa.
We drove about an hour from Jizzakh to the Farish mountains. On the way, Rahmat decided to buy watermelons since the watermelon season had begun.
Uzbekistan is also very famous with very tasty fruits. The volume of the natural sugar in these fruits are very high. This is the natural, that's because our soil is very fertile. And now Rahmat is trying to choose good watermelon and melon for his family. That's because now the season of watermelon and melon started in Uzbekistan. The best time for tasting watermelon and melon in Uzbekistan is in August season.
There are several villages in the Farish mountains. The name of our village where we are going to is called Asraf.
Settlement Asraf is located 5 kilometers far from main road and situated on the 700 meters above the sea level. If I turn slowly in that side, this is the Farish mountains. If I turn slowly back, it's possible to see Aydarkul Lake, which is located 25 kilometers.
I usually come here with a tourist group. Tourists speak very warmly about this place, as many of them wants to relax from city bustle. I really love this place because here you can plunge into the nature. There is no border in these mountains and you can easily climb up these mountains. There are no big city noise here. People here are very hospitable. In spring, when nature wakes up, this place becomes unrecognizable. The air in these mountains is very clean. Usually 6 hours of sleep is enough for good rest. Everything that residents of this village eat, they grow by themselves. Residents of this village collect the plants and useful herbs. The people of this place are very healthy.
We have just arrived to the settlement Asraf, which is like a 5 kilometer far from main road, and here it's very glad to see my colleagues. My German speaking colleague from Samarkand, and he's just have a rest with his family here.
Yes.
If you are really tired from noisy city centers, our crowded city centers, is this place good place for having a rest? Am I
Yes.
right?
This guest house has several buildings where you can stay. 3 to 4 people can live in the rooms. Each room is decorated with traditional embroidery. The citizens of this place built house from rock stones. They learned this technique from Greek warriors. According to the legends, in the 1st century BC, Alexander the Great passed through this place with his huge army, and citizens of this place, they learned these techniques from the army of Alexander the Great. This guest house has all of the conditions. After long walking in the mountains, you can just take a shower and sit near the river and read a book. It is better to see one time rather than to hear 1,000 times. I'm leaving you the contacts of Rahmat. Telegram and WhatsApp are available in this number. Rahmat speaks in English language. He can arrange for you the transport if you want to get this place.
This guest house has wonderful garden. When in outside of the guest house the temperature is gonna be plus 45, plus 50. Here is the temperature is plus 25, plus 30. And one of the features of this place, it's possible to hear and it's possible to see the noise of the river, water which is coming from the mountains. Now we are going to show you some of the accommodations of this place, which is a little bit far from the guest house, and I would like to show you some of the mulberry trees which has more than 1,000 historical years, and Rahmat is gonna help me. You have a group of friends and you don't want to join for other foreigners, and you have a big party which you want to celebrate separate. We have another accommodation which is 200 meters far from the guest house, but where you can stay with your friend. Conditions is also good. Construction was totally built from wood. This accommodation has wonderful view to the mountains afternoon.
On the territory of the guest house, there are old mulberry trees that are more than 1,000 historical years. The tree trunks are huge.
Okay, my dear followers, today was very hot. Today's temperature was very hot. I think it was more than plus 45 now. The time is 6 o'clock p.m. and now we are gonna do small hike with Rahmat. He is gonna be my mountain guide in Asraf settlement, where we try to describe the beauty of the mountains of Farish or Farish mountains. We started the hike with Rahmat, and Rahmat means thank you in English language. And our target is to show you Aydarkur Lake, which is 30 kilometers far from here. Aydarkur is the biggest natural lake of Uzbekistan, 160 kilometers width, 35.8 kilometers width, and the deepest point of the Aydarkur Lake is 35 meters. And I hope that our cameras can catch the view of Aydarkur. Tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock a.m. inshallah we are gonna start our hike to the petroglyph of the settlement Asraf. We will try to wake up early, and we want to do the hike when temperature is not so hot.
I was tired because I woke up early in the morning to catch the train. I fell asleep very early, but I woke up very early also.
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm a little bit disappointed. I thought that we were going to wake up at 5 o'clock a.m. and do the hike in the Farish mountains, and I thought that Rahmat was going to wake up me, but this morning I woke up at 5 o'clock and a.m. and I woke up Rahmat. Now is the 6 a.m. and we are gonna do the hike in the Farish mountains. The highest point of these mountains is 2,200 meters. The settlement Asraf is located in the altitude of the 700 meters above the Caspian Sea. All of the altitudes in Uzbekistan we measure on the altitude of the Caspian Sea. That because Aral Sea is not exist anymore. And this man Rahmat was going to wake me up, but he was waken up by me. Why are you late today? I'm a bit disappointed. That's a joke, guys. Now we're gonna do the hike, and afternoon I have a drive to the I have to go to the Samarkand, which is located in the 200 kilometers far from here, and tomorrow I'm going to cross the border between Uzbekistan and Tajikistan and to film the content in the Zarafshan mountains of the Tajikistan also. I hope that you will support this video with comments and you will like it.
Rahmat walked in front of me. He was faster than me, of course, that because he grown up in this place. On the way, we saw a shepherd riding a donkey. The animal breeding is very developed in this place. Every family has several cows and sheep. The citizens of this place buy almost nothing. They grow and they breed everything by themselves. At dawn, Lake Aridarkul has the different view, which cannot depict by words.
One of the features of these mountains which I like, there are several settlements like this. The name of the settlement is Uhum, and you can do the hike between the settlements also. We almost did it. We are about to reach the highest point of Farish mountains, 2,200 meters above the Caspian Sea. Then Rahmat promised me to show some old petroglyphs which exist in this settlement. We almost reached the place where Rahmat is going to show me petroglyphs which exist here. He is walking in front of me. Okay, finally we could reach this place where petroglyphs are available, and Rahmat is trying to persuade me in upstairs there is a petroglyphs also. Let's try to find it. Rahmat, I don't live in mountains. I live in the flat area. I'm from Tashkent. Next time, walk slowly, okay?
We walked 12 kilometers and hiking took 3 hours. We returned to the guest house. I took a shower, I had a nice lunch, and I left for the city Samarkand. Usually tourists can stay here several days. That's because this place has many hiking destinations which is absolutely safe. Rahmat took me to the city Jizzakh where I took the taxi and I left to the city Samarkand. Okay, my dear followers of Instagram page and YouTube channel, I have just arrived to the city Samarkand and I decided to stay in a Rassom hostel, which is like a very close to the Registan Square, where you can enjoy with sunset and enjoy with night Registan also. Tomorrow morning I have a border crossing between Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. I'm going to visit the city Penjikent, which is like a 65 kilometer far from Samarkand, where my friend Faridun Hamraev is gonna meet me. It took 2 days in order to film this content. I hope that you like it, and this content is gonna help you to explore Uzbekistan and to make your trip easily, and I will be very happy to know your feedbacks about my video, and I hope you like it. Thank you very much for your attention. Alisher Turakulov from Central Asia.